So I'm supposed to be taking an ice bath right now, so that's probably why I've decided to do a random blog post. Deadlift training today, singles, triples, sets of 5 with 400 to 500 pounds. Uh, just trying to teach technique, just working on technique, and hour and a half of pulling, 3 minutes rest between sets, over and over and over. Yeah, I learned a lot. I'm going to come back to it next week, and I'm going to want to see, a more consistent position in the start. One thing I really learned, and I got down really that I really liked, was pulling the slack out of the bar. Just that's cool. Guess I hadn't quite figured it out. I used to just grab the bar off the floor, but actually pulling the slack out, and just that makes a big difference. And 500 pounds is moving around pretty fast, so that was cool. So yeah, did that. And I guess one tip is just when you're trying to get stronger, don't be afraid to spend a few hours on technique. That's your competition lift. If it's not going well, don't just say, oh, screw it and hit a set of 5. Like, keep training it. Keep trying to figure out what's going wrong. Yeah, I mean, maybe you're just burnt out on the lift, and then it's your programming, and you want to look at, okay, well, am I lifting too much or too, whatever. But if it's just that your technique's not good, fix your technique. Makes sense, right? If you're not swinging the baseball right, get it in the batting cage. And don't be afraid to say, you know what, I guess I got an extra training session tomorrow because I got to hit the assistance work that I didn't have time to get through. So yeah, that's what I did. And of course, what I did is the best because, I'm Tom. Take it or leave it. So it was the same thing actually with my bench yesterday. My bench, I watched a great video from Mark Bell's 308 dude there that benches power lifts and full meets raw and equipped, and he talked about just lowering with the lats, which is something I've heard before, and it just kind of, for whatever reason, that made sense to me that day, and I was benching with my lats, and it was great. And it took a lot of work, and I did a lot of practice sets, and that's just, you've got to do that. Like, practice the lifts. Makes sense, right? And that means, I got an email. That means you may not always be lifting at over 90% because you can't lift at over 90% and actually practice your technique. So, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But honestly, if your technique's dog shit at 60%, what are you doing putting another plate on the bar? Fix it. Just my opinion. All right. Thanks. Have a great night.